Hi everyone, it's Kevin at Bear Creek, July 6, 2019. Today what I'm going to be doing is introducing a couple of virgin queens into a couple of walkaway splits that I had done recently back on the 22nd of June, and they didn't take, or the queen became undeveloped. The hive actually behind me, I checked it yesterday, and the queen was a poorly developed queen, and so I ended up getting rid of her. She was, obviously a virgin, but she was poorly developed, so I got rid of her, and so it's a queenless hive. But we're just going to do just a really quick introduction. Virgins are a little different from mated queens. Colonies tend to accept them a little bit more readily. First thing I want to do is give a shout out and a thank you to my local beekeeping club. Central Wisconsin Marathon County Beekeeping Club is one of the beekeeping clubs that I belong to currently. They have a program where they're doing some grafting from breeder queens that they purchased. Now this particular breeder queen came from New River honeybees. I think Jason Bragg is the beekeeper out there. They purchased it, I don't know, for around $300 I would guess, and they've been grafting queens, and they get, I don't know, 5 or 6 queens every 4 or 5 days. So every weekend they have some virgins available or queen cells available depending on what club members want. I picked up a couple today. Kelly Barnes is sort of the ramrodding the operation, so a shout out to Kelly for getting me these queens. If you don't belong to your local bee club, this is one of the benefits of belonging to a bee club. You can pick up whatever breed of queen maybe that you're looking for. Me, I was looking for Carniolan, and bingo, that's one of the ones that a breeder queen that they purchased. They purchased a Carniolan from New River Honeybee, and then I think they purchased Mite Mauler also, that they're doing a program on as well. I have no interest in that, but I did on the Carniolan, so we'll see how this works out. But so I picked up a couple of Carniolans from the club, and I'm going to install them today in these hives. So unlike a mated queen, virgins are a little easier to install, generally because they don't have the pheromones of a mated queen or a laying queen. It should be a really quick introduction into the colony, and I should be able to just direct release them. We'll see. I'm going to set the cage down and just see how they interact with the queens. So why don't you come around and take a look, and I'll show you what we're doing. So that queen is actually inside there, backwards, and somehow I have to get her out of there, if she's still in there. There she is. Now she went down, and I'm going to leave this capping here for the bees to sort of get used to her scent in there. That was really, really freaky. So, I don't know if you can see this, but they are down there actually. They sort of have her cornered. That's not how I really wanted to release her. I really had no choice. They're not stinging her or anything. So I'm going to put her back and okay. Okay. So that's sometimes what you run into when you get these, especially with the cell in here. The queen had actually gone back up into her cell, and she could not get out. That's why I could not see that, and that's why I was taken aback a little bit. I was looking in there, and the queen wasn't there. I literally had to drag her out of there, and that's not exactly how I wanted to introduce her. I just wanted to set this cage down, let the bees figure it out, watch them for a little bit, and then just release her. She'll be fine in there. You saw them kind of like, they came up to her, they're checking her out, but and she's just frozen, but it's not going to be any big deal. So I'll come back here in a week or so, and I'll look at, make sure that she came back mated, and maybe I'll come back in a couple of weeks actually, and just check on her progress. Yeah, she's not a mated queen. She's a virgin, so I kind of got to give this colony and just leave them alone for a couple of weeks and then check in on them. So today's the 6th, maybe around the the 20th roughly. I can go in and take a look at it. So let's go to the next. I gotta go out to the farm, and I'm gonna drop this into the next one into a swarm hive. You saw that I had a swarm hive. 3 of the 4 had queens. The 4th did not have a queen. I gave it a frame of brood and eggs, and but I'd rather give them this queen, and then I think I'm going to take the frame of brood if they have created queen cell, and I'm going to give it to a mating nuke, and I'm just going to do some swapping there. So stay tuned. Okay, so I'm out here at the farm, and I sort of misspoke the last time. What I had was a walkaway split, and I have a swarm as well that was queenless, and those are the 2 hives that I was going to put a virgin in. And behind me, off to my my right-hand side here, there's a swarm hive that is queenless. Now I gave it a frame of brood probably a week ago, I'm going to guess, or I gave it a frame of eggs and brood, and I'm just going to actually pull that frame of eggs and larvae. Hopefully I'm going to take a look. If there's queen cells on it, I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to bring it over to my 2-frame mating nukes. One of my 2-frame mating nukes didn't take, and I'm going to give it to that one and let them raise the queen cell, and then I'm going to give this virgin to the swarm hive. If I was hoping to get multiple, quite a few, 5 or 6 virgin queens today, but I only ended up getting 2. My original thought and hope was if I got 5 or 6, I was going to take that swarm hive. I was going to split it up into 4 or 5 different mating nukes and install a virgin in each one. But that's not the case, so I'm just going to give that whole hive a virgin. And if I do run across some more virgins down the line, I can always still split that hive out. It's not going to produce me any honey this year, so why not just make more bees, to be honest with you. So I've got to take this fence down behind me, and at least one strand of it down, and then we'll see about introducing this virgin queen that I've got in my pocket here. This virgin right here. I'm just going to set her down and take a look at how they respond to her, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, they have gone through all their food here, so that's good. I'm just going to give them a puff of smoke down the middle. Okay, so now I marked this one green because I gave that a frame of brood last time, so that I'd know which one it was that I gave them. Or I shouldn't say frame of brood. I gave it a frame of eggs, or a half a frame of eggs actually. So I'm actually going to pull that frame out and take a look at it. Now you can see that it's got absolutely several cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to walk this frame over to my mating nuke over there. Okay, so what I did was it was the only frame in this colony that had any eggs and brood. So what I did was, it had queen cells on it. I just took it, I gave it to a 2-frame mating nuke over there that I had confirmed the other day did not take. So I gave out them eggs, brood, queen cells. That should be ready to roll over there. So that's good news. And then I ended up taking out the foundationless frame, and that's one of the mistakes that I made when I built this swarm box. I didn't give them any foundation to draw, and that's what I'll remedy right now, because swarms like nothing better than to draw wax. It's just what they do. So there we go. And now this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to actually just set this on top of here and see how the bees respond to this virgin right now. So far, so good. I really don't see any reaction whatsoever, so I am actually pretty much ignoring her. So I'm just going to pop it open and watch and see what happens here. Here she comes. She's walking out. And she is walking down. Okay, so now I'm going to take the queen cell, and I'm actually going to stick the queen cell in between these frames here. There we go. That was actually as easy of an introduction as it gets. A hive is pretty much ignoring the cell, and so now they are prepared to go. I have enough colonies out here for drones that I don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay, there we go. Two relatively painless queen introductions. The first one was unexpected, that the queen was turned around in her cell and couldn't get out, so it was actually a good thing that I had chosen that specific time to do the introduction, because she gets trapped in there for any length of time and can't get to her food. That's it for her. It's all over. She would die, end up dying in there. That wasn't the introduction that I had planned for the first one. The second one, that went pretty much as expected. I was glad that the colony did produce quite a few queen cells there, and I was able to give that frame of bees and brood and queen cells to the mating nuke, which is down the way there. One of my mating nukes that didn't take. So there's another hive potential there. And well, that's it. You got any questions or comments, please leave them below. So I hope you give me a thumbs up for the video, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you do, and click on the little bell on the lower right hand side to get notifications from when I upload any content. And if there's anything actually that you want to see from me, I'd be happy to see if I can oblige and show you whatever it is that you have questions on. I've got enough hives, I should be able to find an answer. Sorry, I keep looking over there. My dog is a wanderer and he likes to wander off. So, yeah, I'd be happy to see if I can do a video on whatever questions that you have. So, till next time, happy beekeeping. Thanks again. So, I wanted to give a shout out to the Central Wisconsin Marathon County Beekeepers Association Beekeeping Club for the program that they have for bringing in an artificially inseminated queen and carniolan and a grafting program, somebody to graft it. Appreciate. Shout out to Kelly Barnes for doing that and taking his time to provide that to club members.